Charles Van Morgan in the morning. The Charles Van Morgan Show. It's a little after 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Welcome, welcome. So we got some cool stuff to tell you this morning. Come on in, join me, Charles Van Morgan. We have unbridled news. We're not restrained by the corp media, the corporation media. We're not restrained by the government. We stand on the First Amendment, our right to speak out against crooks in power in the Tennessee government. So come on in, join us this morning. We got a really good show for you this morning. Some really good, pertinent, important information. We're going to, at the ballot box, we're going to go after some Tennessee Judiciary to show them who the boss is. So join us this morning. And we're going to talk about what we can do about regaining legitimate rulings in Tennessee courtrooms. Charles Van Morgan in the morning. Come on in. So we are on our way to the bridge this morning. Thank y'all for joining me. And we're going to talk about how we can regain power over our judiciary and get legitimate rulings that are according to the facts and law, which we don't have now. And we're going to, through the ballot box, go after dirty judges. Mainly one right now that's coming up for re-election here in Knox County is Judge Steve Sward. John Wagyu. Gracie, is that you? Amanda Meyer. Okay, I don't know what that. Charles Van Morgan. We're broadcasting live this morning worldwide. We've reached a millstone. We have over 575,000 people. That's Neyland Stadium. Filled up 5 times and almost 6 people have listened to us in the past month. So we're gaining ground. So we're going to talk about going after the judiciary through the ballot box. Mr. Steve Sward is on the ballot coming up next year. Let's vote him out. He was appointed by the governor. We're going to talk about the judicial election system in Tennessee, how it's rigged, and how they rule lies. They rule falsehoods for people in power, for the elite, for the burgundies class. And you get trampled on, you get stepped on, you get lied to, and the truth and facts get trampled on. And it doesn't matter if you go to court and have the law and the truth on your side. These dirtbags rule against you. So we're going to rule against them. And we're going to vote them out. And in 2022, we stood up against the Tennessee Supreme Court. You think one man stand up the whole judiciary? Well, they're a bunch of dirty liars. They're a pack of liars. They're a criminal syndicate. In Tennessee, the judiciary is a criminal syndicate. Yeah, I said that worldwide live. Canada heard me say that. UK heard me say that. Hello, Ukraine. Or not UK. UK and maybe Ukraine heard me say that. But there's crooks in Tennessee. Dirty, crooked judiciary in the state of Tennessee. And they're violent people. The judges in Tennessee, the judiciary in Tennessee are violent, dangerous people. They will kill you unjustifiably, illegitimately. And we're not violent, we're not dangerous, they are. I had one judge try to chase me down the street. He's lucky he didn't catch me because he wouldn't like what he caught. They're stupid too. They're dumb as doorknobs. They go along with the establishment that's crooked as hell. It's dirty. And they think we're chicken of them. They think we're afraid of them. Let's teach them the business. The business is, this is our country. It's the United States of America. This is our government, and you need to get the hell out of it. And we're gonna teach them the business. We're gonna get rid of the Tennessee Judiciary. In 2022, we went against them. Asked for people to vote them out, and it was one of the closest elections Now, they got retained by a slim margin, so we did some damage to them. That's why they put me in jail. Not for saying break the law, not for saying beat them up, not for saying to do anything violent or dangerous, to saying go to the voting booths and vote the Tennessee Judiciary out. So since I said that, freedom of speech, First Amendment, they violated the law. The Tennessee Judiciary in the state of Tennessee, these are judges that put people in jail, that rule for execution, put me in jail. I'll show you a mugshot. Not that I did anything wrong. They put me in jail to shut me up. So the First Amendment, does it work in the United States of America? Yeah, they claim it does it? They trample on the blood of soldiers that fight for our right to speak out against the government. That's what the First Amendment does. So I spoke out against the government. I'm proud of the fact that I was dangerous enough to the government, not in a violent way, in an American way. The Constitution, First Amendment, I spoke out against the government, and what'd they do? I'll show you a mugshot if you don't believe they put me in jail. I'll show you a picture where I asked people to vote out the Tennessee Supreme Court justices, which is all right, vote them out. I got a right to stand up and say they're dirtbags and vote them out. So what they did to me, you think they just said, well, he's got a right to say that, and we could say we think we're good judges and you should re-elect us. That's what they can do. Legally, that's what they're supposed to be able to do. I say vote them out. I think they're dirty judges. Give you examples of what they did. They say it is daylight, and when it starts, they adjudicate. 3:30 in the morning, pitch dark. They adjudicated that it was light. Woo! Wow! What an amazing thing that justices can do. They can change facts. If they're falling out of an airplane, I guess they'll adjudicate that there's no such thing as gravity. That's how dirty these people are. If they think it is in their favor to keep their power illegitimately, they'll rule falsehoods. They'll rule lies, and they do all the time. I'm about to show you one. A clear picture of a falsehood that the Tennessee Judiciary adjudicated in court as far as daylight is to dark, that they said, that they ruled that it was daylight when it was dark, and put that in a legal ruling to maintain power to please the governor, to please the Christian governor that approved an abortion pill. How does that work out? That ran on pro-life. He's not pro-life. He's pro-dirty. He's pro-sick. He's a self-righteous dirtbag that ran. He went in churches and campaigned. Used the church to get him elected. Hey, I'm a Christian, vote for me. I'm pro-life. And then he goes out and approves abortion pills. So yeah, let's turn this camera around. Thank y'all for coming on in. Says the cops are trying to frame my brother in Carter County because he is a Baptist preacher. Yeah, if he's a true Baptist preacher, I'm sorry about that, Tipper. I pray in Jesus' name for your brother. It says, is a former trooper initiated traffic stop in 2012 that ended in a fiery crash. Charles saw the crash, drove past into chase, and watched a 20-year-old burn to death. Okay, yeah, that's oh glory, yeah. So you know when you got people that are antagonizing, pointing out the lies of the government. That's what the court ruled. That's what the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled, and that's a lie. That's a lie, what he's saying. So thank you for coming in here, running up my views. If you think I'm afraid of the truth because you're going to put a lie on there, you need to think again. I think you're about stupid, and you show that I'm important because you want to stand up against me. So thank you, oh glory. I appreciate you being on here, running up my views, pointing out a dirty lie. Don't touch little boys, Charlie. Wow, why are demons so attracted to the chat? That's right. Vote the crooks out. Amen, Michael White. Vote them out. And hey, that's what this social movement's about. We can do that. Prayer is powerful, brother. Amen, Steve Isley. It is. I believe in prayer. I pray. And I pray every day. God sent me to throw a rock. Charles saw the crash, drove past in the chase. Yeah, okay. Keep posting that. Oh, glory, yeah. Keep posting a lie that the Tennessee Supreme Court injustices ruled that I saw a crash in the dark, which is, I'll show you a picture of what happened. I hope your day, okay. Thank you, Carter County. Hey, Carter County. Susan Augusta. Hello. Todd Rippard. My brother just got arrested in Tennessee. He is a preacher. I'm sorry about that. Trump. Yeah, hey. He's got a mugshot too. Must mean he's doing something. I'll show you my mugshot right along Trump's mugshot. Does that tell you anything? about what I'm about, truth and justice. Why do they want to put me in jail for? Busher Shinar said hi. Hello. So, like, share, subscribe. Let me turn this around. Get some light on the situation. So here we go. Charles Van Morgan, broadcasting live worldwide. The Charles Van Morgan Show. So we're going to talk this morning about something effective that we can do in this campaign that is very doable. We campaigned against the Tennessee Judiciary in 2022 when I was running for governor. And it mattered. They won re-election, but it was very close. A historic close election. So we did them some damage. And the thing about it is, when it's first and goal, and you run the ball, and you don't get in the end zone, oh, it's over. Didn't get it. No, you run it again. You keep trying to get in the end zone. So we'll keep trying to get these dirty Supreme Court justices and the dirty judges in Tennessee voted out of office. And it doesn't matter their positions or even if they've made good rulings. And I say that because the governor has appointed them. It's the Tennessee system where the governor selects a judicial commission. He selects the judicial commission. And then the judicial commission selects a group of judges that they give them to the governor, and the governor selects who is a judge. So the governor picks these judges. The dirty Governor Lee and dirty former Governor Has-Been pick the judges that preside over you. So these judges are going to rule in favor of the governor at the lower level in order to please the governor, because the governor goes through the list. This guy ruled for me. This guy lied for me. The Tennessee governor is, the man that goes into church, advertises on his commercial, running for governor. I'm a Christian, run as a Christian. Really use the name of Jesus to perpetrate your pocketbook? That's what he did. There's a warning. Jesus threw people out of the temple that used buying and selling in God's house to perpetrate money. Money is synonymous with power. So Governor Bill Lee used the church, what Jesus threw out of the church, and got angry. So that's what Bill Lee's doing. He's using the church to gain power, and he uses judges he promotes judges that will lie for him. So it's the Tennessee system where the judges promote people. And if you're a trial court judge here in Knox County, like Steve Sward, and we're going to work on Steve Sward, not violently like he would do to us. He's a dirty man, Steve Sward. He used to work in the prosecutor's office when Baumgardner was raping women in the courthouse. He was a prosecutor here in Knox County. And he's a judge now. Doesn't matter if you allow rape, fraud, murders. You rule for the governor. So the governor's nominated him for a judgeship. And he won because nobody's standing up against him. Nobody's speaking out saying Steve Sward's a dirty judge. Hey, Steve Sward, you're a dirty judge. But let me tell you what. It's dangerous to say that. But I'm saying it anyway. I've always been in dangerous occupations. I do what God wants me to do. I pray. But they'll kill you for saying vote him out. But so we can't say that. We can't say that I think Steve Sward, you shouldn't vote for him. I'm not allowed to say that in America. Does that sound right? Well, listen. See what happens to me. And I'm not saying I have no premonition. But see what happens to me. If they'll try to kill me, they will. They'll try to take my life from me for saying something about a judge that the Christian governor walked into church has nominated because they want him to get elected. And they're afraid that if I say something about him, enough people get together and try to not re-elect him to his crooked position where he rules in favor of the governor and incarcerates people that haven't even committed a crime sometimes, I believe. Then they'll try to take my life from me. If I stand up for the Constitution, they'll try to take my life from me. How is that different than Russia? How is that different than Russia? I'm just saying a warning to the Tennessee Judiciary and the Tennessee government. I'm not harmful at all. I don't promote any kind of violence. I don't promote shooting any of y'all. I don't promote hitting any of y'all. I don't promote doing anything against any of y'all illegally or violently. I don't promote that. I don't promote doing anything violent to see Sward whatsoever at all. Zero. Don't hurt him. Vote him out. He's a crooked judge. But they will, Steve Sward, the governor of Tennessee, the crooked governor of Tennessee, Bill Haslam, will try to kill me because I say don't vote for these people. Because I am involved in democracy and they are involved in a criminal syndicate against me. And you say, oh, you're just crazy. They already put me in jail. Let me show you my mugshot. They put me in jail for running for office. For saying, vote for me, the Constitution. I get to run for governor. I get to run for public office. Vote for me. They put me in jail. What's the next step? Did it shut me up? Governor Bill Lee, you dirty liar. Jesus is on my side. He threw people like you out of the temple. He sent me to do his work. I'm doing God's work. I'm on the Lord Jesus Christ's side, Governor Bill Lee. You ought to get on your knees and ask for forgiveness for your dirty lies, for running as a Christian, promoting abortion, you dirtbag thug, for refusing to enforce the death penalty. I mean, he won't even enforce the death penalty. He did it. He is now because they're up for re-election. Election's coming up, so all of a sudden they start executing people. They use executions to maintain power because they know that's what the public wants. But when they're not up for re-election, they don't execute people that have committed heinous acts against you. That raises the murder rate. As long as he's got troopers around him guarding him. So I'm just saying, what I'm doing is very dangerous. If you think this is some kind of game or I'm some kind of toy or this is just a bunch of nonsense, I will show you a mugshot. I didn't threaten anybody at any time, nor have I ever. Where's it at? I haven't done it. Why'd they put me in jail for? Now, they lied. They said I did, but play. I got a video of what was said, part of it. They busted my phone because I'm saying, vote for me. Vote Tennessee Supreme Court out of office. They're not good judges. Can I not say that in America? There's something wrong with a state, with a governor, where you can't say, I don't agree with you, Governor. I think we ought to vote him out at the voting poll. Peacefully. Vote no. Don't re-elect him. Peacefully. Vote no. Don't re-elect these judges. I don't like them. I got a right to say that, don't I? But you can't even say that in this state. They lock you up. Really? Y'all want to go along with that? You have to be quiet about who you're for, or the governor will get you. And now they got the National Guard involved, and I don't mind the National Guard, but if you got the governor over the state of Tennessee and this crooked Tennessee Highway Patrol backing them up, I'd go run and hide somewhere because they will kill you. That's how much danger will end. I'll show you a mugshot. And all I did is run for public office. And all I'm doing now is saying, vote Steve Sward out of office. I think he's a dirty judge. I think that he rules for the governor. He'll put you in jail if the governor wants you in jail, even if you didn't commit the crime. So vote him out. We don't need a judge that won't rule according to facts and law. That's what I think. Personal opinion. But because I'm telling a lot of other people and campaigning against him in America, you're supposed to be able to run a campaign to defy public corruption if that's what you think. The public's got a right to disagree. But they won't even let you say that. Don't let one bad arrest get by. They did that in 2022. It's still real. So let's see what they do in the future to me. I'm just saying, they're on me, ain't they? They want me to shut up. All they got to do, they got a megaphone. The governor can call a press conference today. And he does all the time, get up to lie. He called a press conference, get up in front of a podium with a seal of the state of Tennessee looking all official and honest. Talk about how you went to Sunday school last week and talk about how Steve Sward's a great judge, you ought to vote for him. He can do that. And that's fine. Go right ahead. I wouldn't do anything violent toward him. But I get out here on the street, knock on doors, and say, vote for me. I think the government is corrupt in Tennessee. Here's the evidence. As far as daylight is from dark. And they lock me up. Now, what difference is that from Putin as to Governor Bill Lee? It's no different. He's just a little bit of a more slimy snake. And he's backed up by a billionaire man that steps over bodies to get his money. So anybody that thinks this is a big joke, and I don't think y'all do, it's not. It's very dangerous. You ought to pat me on the back and help me financially to get this message out for standing up in your favor. It might keep you out of jail. And if we stand up against him enough, it might keep him out of hell, because he'll see that his dirty lies don't work. And he might turn to the Lord Jesus Christ to help him to see that God honors the righteous and will fight for us. So let's see how many people we got in here. God bless you all. We'll continue the dialogue. We're going to attack the judiciary in the state of Tennessee. Continue the attack. And we've been close. We're still aiming for votes at the voting booth. Vote them everyone out. To teach them a lesson. That we, the people, decide who adjudicates us. A dirty, self-proclaimed Christian that's a transvestite does not get to decide whether or not our family and friends go to jail, and they didn't even do it. Now that's what we're attacking. So hang with me here. We can make a difference. We have hope, which is more important than a lot of things. I'll read you a little article. Charles Van Morgan show. Hang with me. We're going to vote these people out of office. We're going to take a shot at them. Let's see what they do to me. This is just a message to Tennessee government, people in Tennessee government. And I know they'd like to kill me. They'd like to lock me up again. This is a message to them. Y'all watch. If they lock me up again, look what they're doing. All I'm saying is vote them out. They're crooked. No violence. Vote them out. Let's see how violent they are. They're very violent. The governor's violent. The governor of the state of Tennessee is a violent man. He's a violent, dangerous man. Governor Bill Lee, that's what I think. I'm allowed to say that. He can stand up and he has said in their rogue court rulings that I'm a violent, dangerous man by liars, by rigging the judicial system and putting out false information about me. That's what he said about me, but I'm not allowed to counter that, or they put me in jail. I'm not violent or dangerous to anybody. I'm a trained lawyer that doesn't have license by them. I don't need their damn license. I don't want their license. I'm not going along with their crooked. I'm going along with you, the people. So hang with me today. Thank y'all for joining me. Charles Van Morgan, broadcasting worldwide in the morning, talking about the dirty judiciary in the state of Tennessee. Everybody comes to Tennessee from other countries. Watch out. They're a dirty bunch. They'll put you in jail if they think it pleases the governor. They'll do whatever the hell he wants. You think you got a constitution that works in the state of Tennessee? Guess again. You got a governor that decides if the Constitution applies in your case. You got a Tennessee government-run rogue that's dangerous and violent to you, run by a Christian. Yeah, right. I guess Putin could stand up and say, I'm a Christian, while he's murdering little children. While Governor Lee's closing down hospitals, little children can't get medical care. But he's a Christian. Let's throw them out. Not the way they do. By lying, by rigging a fake system, a facade. Let's go vote. Vote them out in such overwhelming numbers. They can't rig it. Now, let's see what they do to me. If they do anything to me, just remember, hey, all he said was go vote, and look what they did. And I'm going to show you a mugshot. Listen to me, people we got on here. Thank y'all for joining me. Charles Van Morgan in the morning. We mentioned this got a football game today. Go Vols. Go Vols. May the best team win. It's hard for them to win with bad influence on the sideline. They got the THPP on the sideline, and they're a bunch of losers. And I'm sure they influence the players. They need to remove the Tennessee Highway Patrol from the sidelines. That's just my personal opinion. From the sidelines. I used to be on the sidelines when I was a trooper because I earned it. And they give them the sidelines now for political reasons. But I was a good influence on them. The influence was, if you work hard, you can get stuff that you earn. Their message on the sidelines is, if you have friends in high places, you can step over bodies to be on the sidelines. So I'm just saying, and on the football field where the rubber meets the road, if you can't hit harder than somebody from Georgia or Alabama, then you get knocked on your butt and they get in the end zone. So it's about who works out and who earns it, not about, well, my daddy is so-and-so. Well, that doesn't matter. If you're carrying the football, you didn't work out, and we'll tackle you. We don't care who your daddy is. So there you go. Charles Van Morgan in the morning. We'll show you some mug shots of what they did to me for saying vote dirty judges out. Put you in jail unlawfully. Thank y'all. Charles Van Morgan in the morning. So, yeah, we got a bunch of people on there. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you want to stand up against the dirty judiciary in Tennessee that locks people up unlawfully. Yeah, I said that. The Tennessee judiciary in the state of Tennessee, the judges, lock people up unlawfully because they are given the judiciary position by the governor. So if somebody's innocent and the governor wants them to go to jail, then they will rule that they go to jail because, and they did that to me, tried to, and they did it in civil cases, and they're the supreme arbitrators in civil cases. So you have no defense of a jury of your peers. So they will rule for the governor, because if they rule for the governor at the lower level, then the governor knows, hey, this judge will lie for me. So let's promote him to a higher level where he's got more power to lie for me in a higher position. And then all the way to the Supreme Court where he knows he owns the Supreme Court. The truth, facts, and law don't matter. Gravity doesn't matter. If it's better for them to adjudicate a case where it's better for them to adjudicate gravity is not real, or it's better for them to adjudicate that you can see better at night than you can in the daytime, which is absolutely false, scientifically false, they'll adjudicate against scientific fact and rule for their God, the governor, the Christian man that he is. That's what they do. I'm telling you, they do it all the time. I'll show you a case where they did it. I'll show you plain out, easy, plain, simple. Picture, photographic evidence. I mean, you could have somebody falling from the sky and the governor wants them gravity not to apply, and he'll say, judges rule that they're not falling from the sky, that gravity is not real. That's what they do. It's a simple, it's so blatantly, and they stick it in your face. They just say, if you don't like it, then we got damn guns. And we will kill you. You go along with the program. How's that different than Russia? How's that different than Russia? It's actually a little bit worse because we have a constitution in the United States that says, and we have soldiers that fight and die for the Constitution, for the First Amendment. We have soldiers that have defended our way of life, our Constitution that says we can speak out against the government. And they go over to the countries, they believe in us speaking out against the government. Legitimately, they believe in our rights to vote. They believe in the right that the government can't come into your house without probable cause, without a warrant, by a third party, a neutral third party, not one that's owned by the governor, which these judges are owned by, has been. And if you think I'm just against Republicans, Governor Bill Lee's against Republicans. Governor Haslam spoke out publicly against Donald Trump. They hate each other. They're so sick. So they're trampling on the blood of soldiers that fought for the Constitution, for the First Amendment. The Second Amendment, which is very powerful, it's our right to bear arms, to fight a rogue government if it comes to that. If the government tries to take your life unjustifiably, you got a right to defend yourself. That's the basis behind the right to bear arms. Now, I'm not saying do that. There may be cases where a police officer tries to chase you down and murder you for no reason because you're saying vote the governor out. And those are far extreme cases right now. They may become more and more relevant as we are able to win elections. And we'll be able to win elections. We'll be able to win elections. I mean, wait till the food skyrockets so high that people can't eat. And they're eating just fine in their gated communities with troopers that we pay for guarding us from being able to protect our right to live on the planet. So they don't want you living on the planet. All they want is your vote. One way they manipulate the vote, I wanted to mention this, is people protesting the administration right now is getting rid of illegal aliens. Illegal aliens, people protesting. You know why they're out protesting? They're paid for some of them by the Tennessee government that wants them to protest to keep illegal aliens in the state of Tennessee. Say, why would the Tennessee governor do that? Because they give illegal aliens privileges, they give them legal status, they give them law enforcement positions for votes for him. The governor of Tennessee wants illegal aliens in the state of Tennessee. Bill Haslam wants illegal aliens in the state of Tennessee. They're behind a lot of these protests. They're even protesting the president because they want illegal aliens in the state of Tennessee. Because they vote for them. They keep them in power. So you're going to have a government that is rigged, that is representation, that is China, that is other countries coming in here illegally, that is Mexico coming in here illegally because and the governor won't stop it. They gave them a driver's license under a former governor until the Tennesseans got angry about it, letting them drive here legally even though they were illegal, because they do it to get them to come over here because they know they have something over them, that is, they are not supposed to be here, they can deport them. So they agree to let them live here, give them legal status for their votes. So that's why the Tennessee governor, Haslam, Bill Lee, even the Democrats, that's why they're out here protesting against ICE. ICE is trying to protect America against rigged elections. They're out here fighting for what's right, getting rid of these illegal aliens to where Americans vote. Americans get to call what happens in America. That's what ICE is doing, protecting Americans from foreigners, from illegals that don't belong here. The governor is allowing them to get law license in the state of Tennessee. They won't give me a law license, but they give a foreigner law license above me. But so that he can, and it's even in the legal brief, Guzman, you read it. They gave him his law license so that he can defend Argentinians in Tennessee courts. So they gave him his law license, a position of power and authority and respect, so that when Ukrainians come over here and you go to court as an American citizen and he's defending a Ukrainian, or he's defending an Argentinian, excuse me, then that's why they gave him his law license, so he can defend an Argentinian above you. So Argentinians from Argentina have more rights in the state of Tennessee than you, and they have an attorney licensed by an approved stamp of law on him by legitimate, although he's not. He didn't graduate from law school, and he shouldn't be. But the governor, Bill Lee, Bill Haslam, gave him law license because he is the one that appoints Supreme Court justices, that appoint lawyers. It's that bad. They're licensing lawyers from other countries to give them rights to defend other countries in your courtrooms. Whereas an American citizen, American-born citizen, I was born in the USA, that doesn't mean nothing to Haslam. What means something to Haslam and Bill Lee is maintaining their office and getting these people's votes so that they can stay in power. They could care less about America first. They could care less about Tennessee, about Tennesseans, about opening hospitals. They care about maintaining power so that they can eat the food off your table, so that they can tell you what to do, so that if you go against them, like me, and say, wait a minute, they're crooked people. They're licensed foreign attorneys. They refuse to license me. They're putting people in jail unjustifiably that didn't commit a crime. They are, and I've seen it with my own eyes, allowing witness tamperings in their court. Judge McMillan allowed a sheriff's deputy here in Knox County to tell a witness what to say that was under oath. That's a crime. It's called witness tampering. I even went through their procedure to complain. If you do that, the reason why they have procedures to complain is so that they can know who's complaining, so that they can attack you. They don't even investigate the complaint to make sure that people don't go to jail unlawfully. They don't care about that. They want people to go to jail unlawfully. That's the way it's set up, so that they can incarcerate people that they want to. And if you complain through their system, you stick your head up and they say, oh, this is a person that's trying to stand up for the Constitution. We don't want the Constitution. We want to be in power. That's who the Christian governor is. He's a thug. He's a dirtbag. Tennessee judges are thuggish. We are a full frontal attack, and you don't have to stick your head up. I will. Don't worry, I know how to protect myself. One way is the mass, almost 1 million people here in the next month, 1 million people have listened to me. We're going to protect myself, because if they do something to me, you can ask yourself, why'd they do it? All he's doing is saying, vote him out, telling us the truth about him. They got a platform. They can stand up and say, no, he's not telling the truth. But let them do that. I don't care. I wouldn't stop them. They've illegitimately got public office, got a platform to lie from. All I've got is a cell phone and the Lord's will and my knees to pray on, to ask God to protect me and help me. And if they do something to me, hey, that's more firepower for y'all to see how crooked these people are and put them in jail. That's where they belong. That's where Governor Haslam belongs. Former Governor Haslam, billionaire. Him and his rich pocket belong in jail. And the Governor Bill Lee's a Christian, claims to be a Christian. He belongs in jail. We won't be mean to him. We'll give him a Bible that he can read while he's in jail, that he never reads now. Because if he ever read any of it, he would read where God loves little children. How dare you mistreat him? One better than a millstone hung around your neck. Then you offend one of these little ones. He doesn't believe that. Let's put him in jail and give him a Bible, and maybe he'll come to the knowledge of the truth, that there's consequences sometimes on the face of this planet for your wrong, dirtbag governor. You ought to go to jail. He don't even want little children to be killed. He's an extremist, pro-abortionist. Now he lies. Every word comes out of his mouth, he's lying. You know the old saying, you know how you can tell when Governor Bill Lee's lying when his mouth is open. Yeah, that's how you can tell. So we're going to attack full frontal, head on, the judiciary. Not with bullets. We're not like that. They are. Let's see what they do to me. All I'm saying is vote them out. Vote them out. Let's see. Let's watch. Hide and watch the attacks from Bill Lee, the Christian man, the violent attacks. No, he won't do it himself. He's too much of a scumbag, too chicken to do the dirty work. He'll send somebody else to do his dirty work for him because he can't stomach the carnage that he causes. Governor Bill Lee causes carnage. He don't do it. You know, he does symbolically the murder for hire. He'll send somebody else out to arrest me, beat on me real good, throw me in jail. So, I didn't, detach from it. But he's the one doing it. I have good information, very good information, that he has some of my leaflets promoting voting judges out on his damn desk in the governor's office. That's how powerful you are. He's going to get a bunch more. You can get plenty of them, but they're going to be all over the damn state. It's damned if they stay in power. If you have Marsha Blackburn, you should get in power. She's part of the dirty. She's been in public office all her life. Have food prices gone down? Has anything improved? So we're going to attack the judiciary head on, a full frontal attack, and simply vote them out. Steve Sward, the first target to election. Don't hurt him. He's a target. Vote him out. He's up for re-election. And we'll get more information about that. I'll get more information about him. I do know that he is a former district attorney general here in Knoxville. So he worked under the Attorney General Randy not worth the plug Nichols. So he was in Randy Nichols' office at the courthouse when Baumgardner, a judge, was raping women and taking their drugs in the courthouse, protected by sheriff's deputies. We couldn't stop a rape in progress. The family members of the victim couldn't stop a rape in progress because tax money funded a law enforcement agency that would have killed them had they attacked a judge in the process of rape. That's not a lie. That was going on in the courthouse. And Steve Sward worked at the courthouse, part of that environment that he allowed. Now we want him to be, we want him to stay on our judicial bench to decide who goes to prison when he was over a criminal syndicate in the courthouse right down here and allowed rapes to go on and allowed officers to protect a man that was raping women. That's what he did under not worth the plug Nichols. Allowed the fatality rate on Tennessee roadways to skyrocket. And we want to honor him with a continued judiciary position in Tennessee. I think not. Vote him out, Steve Sward. Now let's see what Steve Sward does. Now I am proclaiming from a Tennessee sidewalk my right under the Constitution. Soldiers fight for my right on this sidewalk, public sidewalk, the First Amendment. freedom of speech to say, don't vote for Steve Sward. I don't think he's a just man. Tell you facts. If he can refute those facts, you can look online. Did he work in Tennessee in the Baumgardner Courthouse in about 2008 to 2012 when Baumgardner was raping women? Was he at that same courthouse? Yes. Why did he not say anything about a rapist, drug-addicted judge raping women in the courthouse? Oh, because they were criminal defendants. They weren't worth a damn. It don't mean they were less than human because they were criminal defendants. That's the way they look at things. That's the way they look at you if you go against them. Well, you'll be a criminal defendant. You're nothing if you go against my power. That's these psycho power mongers. That's how they think we're nothing. You know, if I stood out here on the sidewalk and said, I'm going to vote for Steve Sward, he's a great man, probably leave me alone. But then millions of Tennesseans all across the state would be in danger of going to jail wrongfully. Women would be in danger of being raped. They were when he was in the courthouse. But we're going to vote for him? Really? But see, they don't want me putting out the truth, so my life's in danger. Let me tell you something, Steve Sward. I pray every night God protects me. I trust in the Lord. I'm not afraid of you. The Bible teaches, fear not man, which can take away the body. Fear God, which can take away the soul and spirit in heaven or hell in eternity. I'm not afraid of you, Steve Sward. I'm not afraid of you at all. You ought to resign from the judgeship, write your crimes down on a warrant, and turn yourself into the jailhouse. You shouldn't be a judge. Your ass ought to be in jail, you dirtbag. And I want people across Tennessee to vote him out. Vote him out. Don't hurt him. Vote him out. Let's get a special criminal investigation unit up. Get somebody in power that'll get a special prosecutor's office set up to investigate these judicial criminals that back up the governor at all costs, human lives cost, and put them in jail. And then when the other judges see judges going to jail, then they'll say, maybe I ought to rule for the Constitution. Because the governor don't matter, I might go to jail. And they'll start adjudicating a little more fairly. We can make a difference. We can make a difference. The first means of attack is at the voting booth. Vote him out. Steve Sward on the list. Let's try to get him voted out of office. He's coming up for re-election. And then we're going to work on the Tennessee Supreme Court. We got a few years down the road. Some of their re-election, one of their Judge Lewinsky or whatever, whatever, was appointed by the governor. She's to replace a Tennessee Supreme Court justice. Her re-election's coming up, I think this year or next year. I'll get it straight. And she's up for re-election on the Tennessee Supreme Court. She went to law school down here, University of Tennessee Law School, where the dean over the law school is a former Tennessee Supreme Court justice. They got voted out because she went against the death penalty. They all go against the death penalty. They're just enforcing it now because they want to keep their office. The only reason why they'd be for the death penalty is if somebody killed one of their family. They don't care about your families. They just don't give a rat's ass about you. They care about their power getting promoted by the governor. They're willing to defy facts and science to maintain the governor's privilege, to maintain the governor looking good on them, to stay on the good side of the governor, to kiss the ring. Let's don't kiss the ring. We got rights in this state. We got a voting booth. They rig elections now. We need to do it overwhelmingly where it's too big to rig. But we'll work on the Tennessee Supreme Court other than Lewis. I'll get her name. I got a flyer here. Mary Beth is her first name. I can't hardly pronounce her. And she's up for re-election on the Tennessee Supreme Court because she replaced another judge. So her re-election's coming up sooner because she just got appointed. She's never been elected to that judgeship position, although she got elected overwhelmingly in Knox County because somebody wasn't out to stand up against her like we were going to do. So I think her election's coming up in this year that she's going to be on the ballot. or next year, 2026, in a retention election. She was appointed by the dirtbag governor, so let's vote her out to show the governor and the state of Tennessee and the world that elections matter and that we're going to have an impact in your little criminal syndicate. And they're criminals. They're dirty criminals that cost people their lives. And it's a criminal syndicate. They're dirty backroom deals. Cost people their lives. So we're going to work on the judiciary. Legitimately. Through the voting booth. Let's see what they do to me. They'll try to kill me. You wait and see. It's coming. Some kind of attack on Charles Van Morgan. A violent attack against me. One judge has done already tried to chase me down the road. Now, I didn't run from him, but I'm not going to stop my car in the middle of the road to get out and fight some dirty judge. Now, if he had grabbed hold of my door where I didn't have no means out of, I hate it for him. He would have caught something he didn't want to caught. He didn't want to catch. Because, I'm not somebody that initiates violence. But if you have a violent attack on me, like Judge Ward, who ought to be in a sane ward, who was a judge on the Tennessee Board of Law Examiners, sitting beside a convicted felon that said I wasn't honest, chased me down the road because I went to one of their judicial appointments where the public was encouraged to speak, supposedly. They won't let you speak at their judicial appointments. They're rigged. They legitimize it by, you're welcome to come and speak, and then when you try to, yeah, shut up. They might as well say, we just put that out to the public to make it sound legitimate, like the public is involved. No, you're not. No, you're not. Try to do it. I know, I went to one of them. You can't speak out. They won't let you. They don't want to hear it. They got their mind made up, just like their court rulings. Here in the Knox County Court, they got their mind made up. They're going to let judges rape women as long as they rule in their favor. It's okay. They're raping you. They're raping drug addicts. They don't matter. You don't matter. The only thing that matters to them is their legitimacy and their power, and we're going to attack it. And that's why they attack me violently. I'm saying vote. They're saying kill Van. That's what they want. They want to kill Van because I'm saying vote. Well. Yeah, I'm not running anywhere. And they got rid of me. Got some bad data. I wasn't running from anybody. Evil was running from me. So, and I'm not running. I learned that lesson when I was a kid. So you won't hear this anywhere. Charles Van Morgan, unbridled news, the truth. You hear this even on CNN, ABC, CBS. Vote these dirtbags out of office. They're part of a criminal syndicate that lies to you to maintain power over you based on science, a sociological perspective. So, I've been trained at their universities. I know what's going on. They're violent, dangerous, dirty criminal thugs that will do anything to maintain illegitimate power over you. They control the judicial system in the state of Tennessee to put out illicit judicial rulings that are false, to put people that go against them, that are trying to take their power for the people, for the populace, trying to take their power legitimately and give it to the people. They'll put us in jail. That's what they do. That's what they did. I'll show you the damn mugshot. And if you don't think they'll try to hurt me to this day, hide and watch. It's coming. I hope I can avoid it. I pray to God He spares my life. But it's coming. A violent attack against me will come, not from some street thug out here, from Governor Bill Lee. Will try to take me out because I'm calling him a criminal thug that ought to be in jail. And because I'm making a difference to almost 1 million people. So he'll try to kill me. He's a Christian man. I don't want you to kill him. I want people to put him in jail where he belongs. He's a crook. He's a criminal. He costs people their lives. Anything to maintain power. Jesus threw people like him out of the church. He advertised that he was a Christian in order to be governor for power synonymous with money, using the church. Went in the church, did his damn governor commercial. Really? Anything for power, yeah. You don't use the church to facilitate your dirty lies, Bill Lee. You dirty creep, responsible for people getting killed all across the state of Tennessee in traffic fatalities. Appoint the woman major that's responsible for all that through your crooked judicial system facilitated a dirty lie, and it's caused thousands of people to get killed all across the state of Tennessee because you're a wicked, dirty man. I don't know what's in your heart, but I know your fruit's death and destruction across the whole state. He wants me to get killed. I guarantee you he does. Guess what, Bill Lee? I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of God. And you're not afraid of God, which you ought to be. But I'm about to teach you a little fear of God. It's called an honest person asking people to vote you out. And we'll see. I'm trying to get him to keep his hands off of me by saying, let's get public attention on me because my life's in danger because of a dirty governor, because of a dirty Bill Haslam. He knows who I am. Because of a dirty Tennessee Highway Patrol, because of dirty law enforcement. Not all of them. They'll try to kill me. They will. They'll try to kill me. They've already put me in jail. I'm about to show you a mugshot. Why'd they put me in jail? Because I said, vote for me. I don't like the Tennessee government. I think they're dirty. I think Bill Haslam's dirty. I think Bill Lee's dirty. Vote for me. Vote them out. But I'm not allowed to say that in America. I go to jail for that. Now they lie. They lie. Said I was doing stuff wrong at the voting booth. Police had body cameras when I was out there. There's one video, they busted my phone. I was recording them. They busted my phone so they couldn't tell the truth. They said I resisted arrest. Charged me with serious felonies for running for governor. They charged me with serious felonies, beat on me because I was pointing out, like I am today, how dirty the governor is. He says lies about me, but you can't tell the other side of the story in America. Go over to Russia, run for public office, and run down Mr. Putin that's killing children in Ukraine. See what happens to you. You'll fall out of an airplane. Just happened to his cook, not very many years ago. You'll eat poisonous food if you run against Putin. He's going to win the damn election. Not legitimately. It's rigged. It's rigged. Look in Tennessee. Run against the governor. The Christian governor. Amen. He's got churches on his side. And they think churches think, oh, if you speak against it. I'm not speaking against the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm speaking against churches that don't honor God. And they think that lightning will strike me, get religion into their politics. Jesus is not Democrat or Republican. Jesus is for little children. Jesus for right, for love and peace. These people are for war. They just don't tell you that. And God sent Van. And I'm here for the duration. If they take my life, I'll go to heaven. So, and I hope that don't happen. And I'm trying to get public attention on myself. So you all will see what they do. In Russia, they kill you. In the United States of America, Governor Bill Lee, the dirtbag he is, I'm telling you. Former Governor Haslam, even the former dirty governor before that, they're all dirtbags. One of them murdered somebody. The TBI saying after they can't prosecute him, of course. I wonder how many bodies they'll uncover when these governors pass away, when they can't do anything to them. Yeah, right. Ray Blanton evidently murdered somebody, a former Tennessee governor. These aren't good people. So Tennessee is not much different than Russia. We have a constitution here. We need to stand on it. And I'm standing on the Constitution. If you run against the governor in Tennessee, you get put in jail. Will Marsha Blackburn get put in jail? Will the man that met his wife and gave her a scholarship when she was 17, he was in his 40s, and is now running for governor, that's a Republican, will he get put in jail for running for governor? Why would an independent candidate that's running on the populace get put in jail? Because I'm standing against them. Because I'm standing against public corruption that is fatal to you every day. There's people getting killed in Tennessee almost daily in traffic fatalities perpetrated by Major Stacey Heatherly. That is so dangerous. She's dangerous to herself and others. She even got hit in a drunk driving wreck. She was even stealing valor. She's even stealing valor, and she even had an expert witness paid by you to facilitate her life. So we're still got, yeah, we got a bunch of people on here. God bless you all. Thank you all. Let's see. I got to take a giant. Yeah, okay. There's a bunch of Haslam lovers in here. It says Trump is a fallen angel. But no, he's not. Jesus didn't like church. Pardon me, boy. Is that Chattanooga Choo Choo? Okay. Okay. Now, I'm not unemployed. So let's look at what the Tennessee Supreme Court does. Adjudicate daylight to dark. We're going to attack the judicial system through the voting booth. No violence toward them. Through voting. Now, one of them tried to chase me down the road. Judge Ward tried to chase me down the road. A Tennessee judge. They're violent people, dangerous people. Very fortunate for him, he didn't catch me. I'm just saying. And when I was a trooper, I trained to do my job. Worked out on a punching bag, practiced karate techniques, self-defense techniques, practiced verbal judo ways of deterring, deflecting violence, because I knew I had to confront violence in order to protect the roadways. I never got a scratch on me. Tennessee Judiciary, I've been pretty good so far. You might get lucky. I always knew if somebody hurt me, it'd be a surprise attack where I didn't see it coming. You know, like a sniper. That's what they do. If I see it coming, the first shot's yours. You might get that one. The next several are mine. So you better make it count. I'm just saying, because if I survive the attack, then it ain't going to be good for you. And may God help me survive the attack, because it's coming. So let's look at this. They're dirty judges. Here's something I'm proud of. That's me right there, Charles Van Morgan. It's a mug shot. Why'd I get arrested? I got arrested because I was running for governor. Running for office, saying, vote for me. Vote for me. The government's dirty. I'm allowed to say that in the United States. Am I? You can't say it in the United States. You can't say that in Russia. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. You can't run for public office unless you're part of the establishment that keeps them in power. So yeah. Rosa Parks. People like her, she got arrested for standing up for people's rights. She's proud of that mugshot, made her famous. And white people can stand up for everybody's rights. I stand up for African Americans. I stand up for the populist rights. Let's make this mugshot make history. Governor Bill Lee did that. Put me in jail for running against him. Governor Bill Lee in 2022 did that. Let's not let that go away. Let's not let a bad thing go unnoticed. I paid a price for that. That ought to get your attention. I mean something to these dirtbags. Just like Rosa Parks. And I'll show you another picture. I'll show you another picture. of Mr. Donald J. Trump was also put in jail, in the jailhouse. Yeah, there's a mugshot of another man put in jail. Still made it to the White House. Let's put Charles Van Morgan maybe in the governor's office. I don't know. I might run, might not run. And here's dirty judges. They not only sued me, they not only put me in jail for criminal charges, which I pled not guilty and I was going to go before a jury. But before I could go before a jury of you all to get their body camera where I could prove I didn't resist arrest, I didn't do anything wrong. They lied. They lied under oath. I was going to, and they dismissed the charges. Wow, imagine that. But they put a mugshot out smearing me. Yeah, just like Trump. They want to smear you. They knew they couldn't win. I didn't do anything wrong. Governor Bill Lee did that. Let's get Governor Bill Lee's mugshot, not through lies. Let's get him in his public corruption. He's full of it. There's all kinds of crimes that dirtbag's committed. He's a thief, a criminal, a crook, a dirty liar that has his parties at a billionaire's house. Is that what you want? Well, you can't afford to eat. They eat just fine off your money. So let's look at what they also did. Just like Trump, they sued me in civil court. Look at these judges. Tennessee Judge Davis, Frenson, and McBriar cover up courtroom criminal acts by their buddy Judge McMillan, violating the Constitution, interfering with the people's campaign for governor. Rule for sitting governor for money and power, $6 tax on civil and criminal cases marked for General Sessions Court judges. Friends calling friends can beat them. So they ruled for the governor because the governor promotes them. So if you rule Charles Van Morgan guilty in a civil case where there's no jury, then you might get promoted to a higher judgeship, more money. And for those people who think I'm against Christians, because Governor Bill Lee claims to be a Christian, yeah, I hope he is. God rest his soul if he's not. I hope he becomes a Christian and gets his heart right with God. But I know he doesn't have his heart right with God. Now he put me in jail wrongfully for running against him. I got a right to do that, Governor Bill Lee. And I might do it again. You might have to put me in jail a bunch of times for running against you. Yeah, what a dirty government. Here's why they put me in jail, for those of you who think I'm against Christianity. Look at this right here. That's when I was a trooper, Trooper Charles Van Morgan. There's a Tennessee flag that they trample all over. And our Constitution gives us the right to fight the dirty government. Read Article 1, Section 1 and 2. There's a Bible in my pocket, New Testament Bible right there. I did that because, one reason, because if I got shot, it was above my heart. The other reason was because I wanted the Bible by my heart if I ever got killed. You can see the outline of the New Testament Bible in my pocket right there. For those of you who think I'm anti-Christian, I'm not. I'm very much Christian. So, here's what the Tennessee Judiciary does. They allow illegal aliens to be supervisors in the Tennessee Highway Patrol to get their vote, to keep them in power. Illegal alien, enemies of America, people in power in Tennessee government. So they allow illegal aliens, give them legal status, make them troopers. Sacapone is a trooper sergeant, so that they'll vote for the Tennessee Judiciary, so that they'll keep them in power, so that foreign countries come over here, give them legal status in the agreement that they vote for them, and then they keep them in power. And we get other countries, what other countries want in America above the populace in the state of Tennessee. That's what you want. So ICE is out here trying to fight that and get rid of these illegal people so that Americans get to run their government and illegal people don't get to vote. You say illegal people can't vote. Yeah, they do. They give them legal status. So when you're fighting ICE and all these protesters against ICE, they're wanting other countries to take over America. So support our law enforcement, support ICE. So let me read you this right here. Embrace failure, for that is knowledge. So we didn't get them unelected in 2022, but that was not a complete failure. Being hopeful is more important than being realistic. For reality is colored by our perceptions, opinions, and the ever fragile human emotions. But hope has the power to elevate us. Hope turns our eyes away from the visible and allows us to see the miracle that we need while it is still far off. So let's not look at being realistic completely. I mean, that can enter into it. Let's be hopeful. Let's don't color our perceptions with our fragile human emotions. Let's be hopeful to elevate us to this. It is possible that we can vote these crooked judiciary out of office. And we can. Because here's what the judiciary does. Here's one of the dirty judiciaries, Clement. He's got his law license from the Tennessee, same law school I went to, and he's the judge because his daddy's former governor. Who's your daddy? This was the closest election in history when we tried to stand up against them. Let's have hope. So, let's show you what the Tennessee Judiciary does. They adjudicate that it is daylight when it is dark. Look at this right here. I'll show you before and after picture of what the Tennessee Judiciary does. They rule that it is daylight when it is dark. And we need to vote them out. And we're going to try to vote them out. We're going to be hopeful. See, the governor promotes these people. This judge right here backed up a lie. The governor's lie. He's the one that fired me. A rich billionaire. He fired me. She lied and ruled that a judge that said it was daylight when it was dark, a light was on when it wasn't. So, and her husband got promoted to the Tennessee Supreme Court. And Mary Beth Leibowitz is trying to get his position. We're going to vote her out to not keep backing up their lies. So here's what a Tennessee judge did. Said it was daylight when it was dark. Let's show you the picture before and after. Here's what they cause mass fatalities on Tennessee roadways. 78 more people dead because of Tennessee dirty judges. The dirty judiciary. What I was doing then was life-threatening. These people got killed in pursuits. What I was doing was life-threatening. I could have been killed. And I could be killed doing what I'm doing now. But I trust in the Lord. And hope and pray God protects me from evil, wicked people. And one thing we need to do is we need to take it to the Lord in prayer. So we're talking about the Tennessee Judiciary voting him out of office. We need to pray. Pray for justice. Pray for right. Pray that we get honest judiciary in the state of Tennessee. We need to take it to the Lord in prayer. Take it to the Lord in prayer. We need to pray. And we need to vote. And I showed you that. I can't represent you in a courtroom, so I'll represent you out on the road. Worthless degree unless someone with privilege, like Governor Clemmy Jr., the former Governor Clemmy Sr., his son graduated from the same law school. Voters of Tennessee enraged, encouraged, vote. Governor Clement has the same degree that I have, but my degree is worthless. And his degree got him on the Tennessee Court of Appeals so he can lie. He's a dirty liar. Miracles are what happen when we pray. So pray and vote. So here's the before and after photographs of what the Tennessee Supreme Court Judiciary does. That's why we need to vote them out. Because they rule that a light's on when it's not on to facilitate their lies. So they change facts. That's how dirty they are. That's how wicked they are. That's why we need to get rid of the judiciary and start voting. Go to the polls, vote them out. Show the governors, show the power elite, we're not taking it. We're not taking your rigged judges. We're not taking your liars. We're going to vote. Here's what they did. Here's factual evidence that gravity is real. Lights are on or they're off. You can have a judge adjudicate a light's on. That don't mean it on. And a judge that adjudicate a lie to help you maintain power, we're going to get them gone by voting. Here's photographic evidence of a judicial lie appointed by the governor. Vote them out. Here. Tail lights on. Look at this right here. Tail lights on. Tail lights on. This is a part of the pursuit. Tail lights clearly on in that. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Tail lights on. So in the beginning of the pursuit that I was in, seen a car speeding where I was assigned to monitor speeding to protect lives and property. A car coming the opposite direction doing 79 miles an hour. That's speeding on the interstate, on a regular road that doesn't have an immediate, very dangerous, in a 40. So I turn on all my emergency equipment to let the public know, hey, there's a problem here. Warn innocent people. There's somebody flying down the road. Be aware. So people pay attention. Trooper John Pettigo got in pursuit of a car. Didn't turn on any emergency equipment. Nobody knew that there's a problem going on, that he's actively violating the law in pursuit of another car. Didn't follow the law. 2 people killed. One person wasn't warned. The person he was pursuing went over the double L line, killed a 16-year-old. Nothing sad about John Pettigo. Let's cover that up under the rug. I turned on all emergency equipment, went after this car. You can see the taillights on. I'm following taillights. The car goes off the road in the dark, wrecks in a position and manner that I could not see. I had no control over how somebody else wrecked their car. So the state is trying to say, the dirty governor, the dirty judges are trying to present to the public that the car was well lit up. It was easy to see, but I seen it. And they're saying it was well lit up, so they're facilitating a lie. It was off the road in the dark, not overturned, not visible as a wreck. And you can see lights on at the beginning of the pursuit. And then the judge writes, the judge, a lying judge, that's why we need to vote him out. They lie for the governor to get promoted. A judge writes, so he's trying to light up the car. Van's seen it. It was lit up. Look how bright the car is. No, it wasn't. It was dark off the road. No one would have seen it. But a judge adjudicates that a tail light's on in the car. So a judge puts a light on in the car. Well, there was no light there. A judge will do whatever he needs to do to put you in jail, to give you the death penalty. If that's what they want to do, if that's what the governor decides for them to do. Is that what you want in Tennessee? I'm telling you, that's what they did. Here's photographic evidence, daylight dark. Look at that car right there. Is there lights on that car? Judge Lefevre, item 5, in his legal court ruling, in his fake lie, the grievance in-car video recorder captured the silver car crashed. Can you see a crash? No. And its tail light glowing. That's what he wrote. A judicial lie. A judicial lie. A lie that's in a court ruling that makes it appear legitimate because a judge wrote it. So they're lighting up a car that's a dirty light, side by side. Side by side. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Lights on, you can see. Is there lights on that car? Here, let me show you real close up. So a judge lied, turned the light on. There's no light on. There's no light on. You can specifically see. See that glowing? Is there a glow in the tail lights? See the 2 tail lights? No lights on. No tail lights on. Tail lights on. Right there, side by side. Glowing tail lights, no tail lights. But a judge said, and its tail lights glowing. So he said, when it wrecked, you can see the car crash. You see a crash? I don't see no crash. You don't see no light or no crash. You see lights. Lights on when I started the pursuit. When it wrecked, it hit a tree and lights went out. So you see a judicial dirty lie. A lie by a judge. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and contribute. Let's keep getting this message out. Let's liars that office. He lied in a court. Oh, it must be true. A judge adjudicated that the light's on. So there's no light on. So a judge adjudicated there's no such thing as gravity. Really? There's gravity. A judge adjudicated there's a light on. That's what they do in these dirty courtrooms right here. Every single day from this Baumgardner courthouse. They rape women in that courthouse. Women, they rape you. If you're of low social status, hey, you're nothing. You're a drug addict. No sidewalk here. You're a drug addict. You don't belong. We can rape you if we want to. We're judges. We adjudicate lies. We put the weight of law on lies and vote them out. The way to contest that, they'll be violent towards me. They'll try to hurt me. Wait and see, they'll try to hurt me. Now, they can show you pictures. Show me a picture of the light on my car. There's not one. They can show pictures. They can show the other side. They got a right to do that. Go ahead, have at it. You done already lied in a courtroom. Had officers committing perjury that the judge protected while state troopers committing perjury under oath, and they got promoted for it. But let's draw the line, because they'll try to hurt me. Are you going to draw the line when they take me off the planet because I'm saying vote them out? You have no right to vote. Is Governor Bill Lee any different than Mr. Putin because he claims to be a Christian? I think not. And I'm not afraid of you, Governor Bill Lee. You got another thing coming. Let's get 1 million people on here. Spread the word, spread the video, spread the message. And the message is this. I know his message. I'll tell you his message. My message is this. Go to the polls and vote these dirty rogue judges out of office that lie under oath, that allow people to lie under oath and write rulings that are false to keep themselves in power and keep the governor in power to get promoted. His message is take Charles Van Morgan out. Throw him off that bridge. I'm not going anywhere, Governor Bill Lee. And if you do end up hurting me, I'll go to heaven because I'm a Christian. Got the Lord Jesus Christ in my heart. That's where my Bible was. I wish you would get down on your knees and pray and ask God to forgive you and turn yourself into the jailhouse. Because if you don't, I'm going to try to get you in the jailhouse. And that's what this movement is about. Getting Governor Bill Lee, Governor Bill Haslam in the jailhouse. In the jailhouse now as soon as possible. Lock him up. Put a Bible in his cell with him. He can read it. We'll be good to him. He'd like to take me off the planet. Well, join me tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Monday morning. Charles Van Morgan Show. Vote. About 6:30 in the morning on Monday morning, we'll have another show. Talk about voting these judges out of office while they talk about killing Charles Van Morgan. I know they'd like to. Let's hope they don't get it done. Pray for my safety. If they do try to hurt me, then public information, get the word out. Some thug didn't do it. Governor Bill Lee did it. Trying to do it. He's that wicked, I believe, and I know he is. So, you know, there's a football game today. I got my name on a degree from the University of Tennessee. I'm legitimate. I earned a degree. I have a high level of knowledge about sociology, about what I'm talking about. I didn't fall off a truck coming across the border that I promised to give the governor votes so he gives me citizenship and a sergeant job with THP. I know a few things. That's why I wouldn't dare vote for the thug. Vote for who I ask you to. I would ask you to consider that. But Governor Haslam, has his name on a building over there. Bought it with your money, stepping over bodies to get his money. We'll tell you about that later. Thank y'all for listening. God bless y'all till Monday morning. Last thing I always say is God loves you, and I do too.